Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here and welcome to a brand new series here on my channel. This is going to be a little bit of Football Manager 2016 and this is the Gibraltar Challenge. Now the basis of this challenge is basically just to try and improve Gibraltar as a football nation. We're going to start off as Europa Point in the second tier of Gibraltarian, that is how you pronounce it, yeah, Gibraltarian football. And we're going to try and move this team up to the top division and then just try and improve Gibraltarian football as much as we possibly can, and at some point we'll try and take over the Gibraltar national side. Obviously we'll have to build our reputation up a little bit before we can do that. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Of course, there are 12 teams in the second tier, which means there's 20 games in the season, and there's 2 cups as well. One that will just involve our league, and one that involve the top division as well. I've had a quick look through, and to tell the truth, there's not much difference between the two divisions, based on the actual quality of the players. There is one team that's dominating the Gibraltar football for quite a long time. If we have a quick look, it is, as you can see, Lincoln. They have won the league, I think, all the way back till 2003, I think it is. Back to 2000, there we go. They won it from 2003. They were Newcastle United FC Gibraltar, now they're Lincoln FC. So they've won it the whole way back to 2003. So one of our main tasks will be to try and knock them off this top spot in Gibraltar football. We want to try and take control as much as we best we can. But of course we're going to start in tier 2, so we can't do that this season. Hopefully though, we're going to really get a real strong performance this season and get promoted. As you can see, the top team gets promoted and the second team will go into a playoff against the second from bottom team in Division 1. So let's have a quick look at our squad. Now I've already had a quick look just to see how we're getting on, and it looks very strong, I must admit. You can download this database from the workshop that's been actually made by Sports Interactive. I think it's as a challenge as well. I have added a couple of things to the game. I've added an under-21s league to this country, and that's mainly because when I started the game, we had a lot of Spanish, a lot of English players, and 1 or 2 Gibraltarian players, but not many. So I thought by having an under-21s, it means that we'll be able to bring through a lot more of the Gibraltarian players. And hopefully that'll help us increase the quality of the players within the national side as well. That's going to be the main task. I've also added Gibraltar as a FIFA member. They're going to start off the world rankings in 210th, which I think is rock solid bottom, I believe. If we whiz all the way down, yep, they're rock solid bottom. So yeah, the plan is to try and get these as high as we possibly can. I don't know if it's going to be realistic, but who's around the sort of 100 mark? I'd say around about the 100 mark is still not very good teams really. Angola, Saudi Arabia, Mozambique, Armenia, Sudan. I think it's possible to get these up quite high. And the one thing I have done as well, I'm hoping you guys don't see this as cheating, but I've given us a slightly better youth academy and youth setup than some of the other teams around the country. I'm very much in favour of using younger players on this game and trying to develop them, and of course we want to bring through as many Gibraltarian, I'm going to get so confused by saying this all the time, Gibraltarian players as possible. So there's my original sort of starting lineup, and unfortunately finance wise, as you can see, we're already spending all of our wage budget, and our wage budget is actually going to drop by £500 next season, which is a massive drop, and I don't know if we're going to be able to survive on that. But if we do get promoted, hopefully that won't be such a massive effect. Maybe that will go back up again. But yeah, we can't really sign anyone. That's going to be the main problem. I don't think we're going to need to. Tactics wise, this is the formation that I think is going to be best suited for these players. Let's have a quick look through the squad now. We've got Callum McDonald as a goalkeeper. Looks pretty good. 16-year-old, a player that's just been generated in. There are quite a lot of players already set onto the game when you start a career mode on this Gibraltar save, or this Gibraltar database. And I've also clicked the add players to playable teams, which has given us a few players this first season as well. And this goalkeeper looks like a pretty decent one, actually. I think he's going to be a pretty good member of our first team squad. Now, a right back, we have Patrick Matindo, who again looks pretty decent. Of course, we're not going to have the most fantastic players in this nation, of course. And once we get promoted up to the first division, I think we'll have a much higher quality. But I still don't think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be very much a case of trying to build the nation up. And as the nation builds up, we might be able to attract some higher quality players in. Of course, we want to try and get into the Champions League at some point as well, which I don't know if that's going to be too possible, but hopefully it will be. Why does it keep changing as we come out? Centre back, we've got Chima, who looks like a pretty good centre back actually. He's got the Trinity, heading 11, marking 9, tackling 10, good bravery, decisions, determination, positioning. Some really good stats that you'd like to have on a centre back. So I'm really happy to have him. We've also got Greach, or Gretsch, you pronounce that. Not quite as good as Chima, but still a decent looking centre back. Might be an area where I might need to improve at some point. Left back, we've got Alex Ross, again one of the generated players this season. 16 years of age, decent stats in the Trinity. Of course, he can play centre back as well. Not very good as a wing back, as his corners and crossing and dribbling are not fantastic, and fitness is not. Well, fitness is pretty good for this level, I suppose. But yeah, I think he's going to be quite handy. Of course, he can play centre. I think centre back's actually his strongest position, but left back is a possibility as well. Then into the midfield positions, we have Carito. That's how you pronounce that. He can play a lot of different positions, including right back, right wing back, centre midfield, and defensive midfield as well, if we look to change position at some point. Marking, passing, tackling's good, work rate's good, teamwork's good, positioning needs a bit of work, but I think again he's looking pretty good for that. Strength is 2, that's terrible. God, strength 2, you can barely lift up your own blimmin' legs with that, surely. Next in, we're going to be playing Dominguez Alvarez. Again, another Spanish midfielder. Can play defensive midfield as well. I might end up playing 2 defensive midfielders. I might actually do that. Again, pretty good stats. Missing a couple of ones. Positioning only a 3, marking a 5, bravery a 4. But apart from that, everything else looks pretty good. Then we go into our attack. And our attack is... I'm actually going to drop these 2 back, I think. Our attack, I think, is on our strongest part on the game. We've got Jameson at left midfield. Now, Jameson, again, is one of our genned players. He's 17 years of age. Very good physical stats. Good acceleration and pace, which is what you really want. Stamina's not quite as high. Crossing and dribbling are quite good for this league. First touch is good as well. Passing, technique, work rate. So I'm pretty happy to have him in there as a winger. We've also got Ball on the right-hand side. Again, good acceleration, good pace, but again, good fitness, balance and agility. So he's really good physically. Determination and flair are pretty good. Crossing and dribbling, again, really good. So I'm happy to have him. He's a gen player as well, 22 years of age. And then up front we have Cortez, who is a very good striker. Look at that, dribbling, finishing, first touch, heading, all 10. Determination 10 as well. So I think he's going to be able to knock in a few goals for us this season. And of course up front, Hulk. Now, this is not the Hulk you were thinking it's going to be, but still a very good player. Good finishing, first touch, off the balls. I think he's going to score us a lot of goals this season. And the only thing I'm thinking of now is there a way that we can play one of our players as an attacking midfielder rather than... there's not, is there? Because Cortez and Jameson both play the same position. We do have Anderson on the bench. How good is Anderson? He's not fantastic. Portuguese player. So I think we might... I don't know if this leaves a massive gap here. I'm not quite sure if I like that or not. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Looking at our schedule, I don't think our first game is actually until the 7th of October. So that's like 2 months away. So I'm going to whiz through, might play a few friendly matches just to beef our team up a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to come back to you ready for our first game of the season. Don't think we're going to have any transfers this season because we haven't got any money in the wage budget at all. But I think our team is going to be definitely strong enough to really put on a strong challenge in this division. Right, and here we are. I've finally made it all the way through to our first league game. Now, as you can see, I did manage to get a few friendlies together, and it's a little bit disappointing because I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier in the video, but there's only one stadium really in where are we? I forgot where we are. Where are we? In Gibraltar, that's it. There's only one stadium in Gibraltar, and everyone's trying to use the same stadium, as well as reserve games and under 21 games as well. So I did organise a lot of friendlies, and they all keep getting cancelled for under 21 games. It got a bit frustrating, but we did manage to bring out 4. We've won our last 2, and we drew 0-0 with Gibraltar Lincoln, when Lincoln is the team that has won basically the top division in Gibraltar for the last 15 years. So that's a really good 0-0 draw. And so our first 3 games we're going to have in this episode, we're going to be playing against College 75. We're going to be playing against Hound Dogs and, of course, Red Imps as well. Now, I think we're currently 10th in the league because everyone else has been playing games. Where are we? Yes. We're yet to play a single game yet, and some teams have already played 3. So we really need to catch up a little bit. Gibraltar Phoenix, as you can see there, 3 wins from 3. scoring a lot of goals as well. So that's really what we need to keep on top of. Of course, only one team gets automatically promoted. The other team has to go through the playoffs. So it's important we really hit the ground running this season. Now, we have had a few issues with injuries in pre-season, but thankfully Hulk, who did have a big injury, has just managed to come back. He's now fit for this game, so I'm really happy to have him back into the team. And this is the sort of squad and the formation that I'm going to play now. I've slightly changed the forward line, as you can see, to a formation that I'm more happy with. Big news, actually. Salahedin Ba, if that's how you pronounce his name, he just got his first cap for Gibraltar, which was pretty good to see him going. He's not doing very well stat-wise. He's not doing very well at all. And also, Tony Ball has also been called up to the Gibraltar squad. Not managed to get himself a cap as yet. And quite a few of our players have also been called up to the under-21s as well. So really getting noticed, some of our players. That's pretty good to see. So let's get through the team we've got for today. We've got Callum McDonald in goal. Of course, the young 16-year-old generated player we've got. At right back, we've got Issac Cortez. Again, a player who can play in various different positions. We're playing him at right back this time. Then we're going to play Chima at centre back. So again, pretty good stats for a defender. We've got Alex Ross alongside him. He's struggling a little bit as well stat-wise. It's difficult when you're a semi-professional team. It's very, very difficult to keep your players progressing the way they should be. But still, I think he's a good player. And then Bar, the newly capped Gibraltarian. He's going to be playing at left back in this one. I think he's more at home as a centre back, but at left back he's still going to be pretty good for us, I think. Then in defensive midfield we're going to have Alvaro Dominguez Alvarez, who I think has some pretty good stats, and I really want to see how well he does. Alongside him we're going to have Aluin Gonzalez. Again, pretty good stats for a defensive midfielder. Then this is our strong point, I think, is our attack. We've got Tony Ball on the left-hand side. Again, great attacking prowess. Good crossing and dribbling for this league. Passing technique as well. And good acceleration and pace down that wing. So we're really going to be trying to run at people quite a lot. In the middle, we've got Phillip Duo, one of our younger players once again. Again, not fantastic stats, but I still think he's going to be quite a good player for us. I've seen him in a few of the friendly matches. He's done very well. On the right-hand side, we have... on the left-hand side, we have Issac Cortez. A good Spanish player. He can play up front or on the left. Again, he's got pretty good dribbling, finishing, first touch. He's got quite a lot of the good stats you need to be in this position. I think he's actually... Oh, there we go. I think he's actually going to be playing an inside forward role. So he should be still very much aggressive in this game. And then up front, of course, as you've seen already, we've got Hulk. So it's looking like a pretty good team. We've also got... looking for... Well, I've lost him. We do have another really good attacking right player. We've got Anderson down here as well, who I think I might actually bring onto the bench instead of Nuristani, because Anderson can play all the way across that top line, so it's going to be very, very handy to have him on there. And I think that's about it. We've got Jimenez Benitez. He's looking like quite a good player as well. I think he'll definitely get some football this year. But that's the team we're going to play for the first game, and so we're going to control... We're going to be quite flexible about it as well. Oh, somebody actually wants Carito. St. Joseph's want him on a transfer in the first division. I tell you what, if they pay the £500, we're struggling for money at the moment. We are losing money every single month, so that might be something worth looking at. But let's get straight into the game. So here we are. As you can see, we are favourites for this one. I did forget to mention, actually, earlier on, we are also the outright favourites to go through and to be promoted this season. So hopefully we will be able to match that that sort of bet that's been given for us. Now, yeah, it's really interesting. My first game in charge. I've skipped most of the friendlies. I've done a couple, but I've let the assistant manager take most of them. I just really want to get to this point and start the season off. We do have 3 games in the next 7 days, so I think we're really able to whiz our way up the league, hopefully. Let's see how we get on. So they are playing just a normal 4-4-2 formation. Nothing special. We've got no real advice we can give. We want to encourage our players. We should be winning this match without any many problems. Defender-wise, we completely believe they've got what it takes. Midfielder-wise, we completely believe you've got what it takes. And striker-wise, go out there and grab me some goals. Right, let us start the match. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this with the league table for now, just to keep an eye on how we get on. So we are we in white? That cut out pretty quickly. I think we are in white, I believe. And not a lot going on at the moment. I'm hoping to get a few goals. Of course, we are running just key parts of the match. So they're on the ball now. Attacking up the right-hand side. Come on, guys. Take the ball off him. The worst thing I want to do is concede a goal so early in the season. I really want to get a strong win this first match just to show people what we're looking at. He's over the top. Lara Satundo was that? He's missed it though. I think we've got a bit of a lifeline there. Bit of a lifeline. Now Phillip Duo. Go on Duo, what can you do? Back to Gonzalez. There's a Gibraltarian capped player, Bar, the only one we've got so far, but I think there'll be a couple of us joining him. Coates with the ball in. Hulk! And there is the big man up front, Hulk. We knew he was going to get some goals this year, and there's the first one. And that shoots us straight up to 7th position in the league, with quite a few games on hand on everyone around us. But that's really good. Cortez, the attacking left-hand side player. Lovely ball into the middle, and Hulk just lost the other defenders and puts it straight into the back of the net. Great start. Now, can we add to that? That's going to be the important thing to see. Issac Cortez has picked up an injury. He's picked up a knock, a facial injury. He might be able to run that off. Let's give him a little bit of time. Let's take to half-time and see how he's getting on. It might be worth taking him off because of injuries on this game. Because the division we're in and the poor level of physios we've got, the simplest injuries can take such a long time to come back from. So it might be worth taking him off at half-time, just in case. I think we'll do that now. So I'm happy, but there's still room for improvement. I think that's the best thing to say. And then, yeah, Issac Cortez, I think. I will bring on Anderson, I think. Should I bring on... I've got no choice but to bring on Anderson. I couldn't bring Tony Ball over. I might do that. I might bring Tony Ball over and bring on Katizawa. Because we know that Anderson can play any of these other 3 positions if needed to come on. So let's start the second half. Hopefully we can add to our lead already. There's Carrito, who's actually wanted by a team in the top division, just showing how good some of our players are. I realised the player we loaned out earlier on in the episode has actually gone and he's playing first team football for a team in the top division, but he's not good enough to get into our team, so that says a lot. As I said earlier on, I've had a quick look through stats-wise, and I don't think there's that big of a difference between the 2 leagues, to tell the truth. I think the second division is quite a new addition to Gibraltar. I think they've had the first division there for quite a long time. I think the second division is a brand new thing that's only been in for the last couple of years, it looks like. I know that this team, Europa Point, came second in this division last year. And I think they're the only team in the league that are semi-professional. All the rest are amateur. That's the reason why I picked them, because it just makes it a little bit easier to go forward. Talking of going forward, we've got Duo on the ball. Plays a beautiful ball through to Hulk. Could Hulk double it? He does. Hulk with his second match of the game. Second match of the game. Second goal of the game. And that's great. I was so happy when Hulk came back from injury. About a week or 2 a bit earlier than what the physio said. And I was right to be happy as he knocks in his second goal of the match. Second goal of the season. And I'm getting quite confident now. I think we've got another 2 matches on this episode. If we could win all 3 matches, I would be absolutely ecstatic. I'm not sure that's going to happen. But I would be, if we could, that'd be great. I would love to get promotion our first season and then put in quite a solid performance next year. Don't expect us to go and win the other league next year. It's possible. Like I said, the 2 leagues look very close. Apart from Lincoln in the top division, who have won, like I said, the top division for 15 years on the trot. What a goal that is. Ben Ali, what a great goal that is. Punted it from like 30 yards right in the corner. It's fantastic. And now that sort of makes me worry a bit more now that there could be a sting in this tail. There he is. Maybe even further than 30 yards out. Just absolutely hit it. Great goal. Our young Gibraltarian goalkeeper had no chance of keeping that one out. Mohammed Ben Ali. Let's have a look. What's his long shots like? Are they good or... They're only 3. His long shots are 3 and he whacked it in from that distance. Wow. That's very impressive. So I want to just try... I might Ooh, let's see what's happening here. I was going to drop down to a more defensive style of play. Katizawa back to Duo. Duo back to Kirito. And I do apologise for butchering some of these names. It's the first time I've actually pronounced most of them, as you can probably tell. It's the same thing, isn't it, really? You start a new game of Foot Manager, you get a load of players you can never understand or never pronounce properly, but we'll get there. Chima, great defensive play there to Ball. Of course, is also in the Gibraltar main national side. Not played a game for them yet, but he has been called up into the squad. Katizawa crosses the ball in. Hulk on a hat-trick. Can he do it? No, it's blocked by the defender. It's gone out for a corner. Dominguez Alvarez to take the corner. Sends it in. Ross heads it wide. It's going to be a goal kick. So, right, let's make another substitution or two, maybe. Maybe Dominguez Alvarez coming off. He is been booked and he's not doing too well energy-wise. And then I'm thinking maybe to take off Hulk just in case. We don't want to get injured. And his energy-wise has gone quite down as well. So I think that's the safest thing to do. And then maybe drop back to a more counter-attacking style. Just try and defend the lead we've got. They've not really attacked us much, to tell the truth. It might have just been one lucky goal, but there's still possibility they can get another lucky goal. So I don't want that to happen. Gonzalez now out to Greach to Duo. Duo cuts it in lovely to Anderson. It's blocked by the defender. Ball picks it up. Plays it into the middle. Katizawa scores and it's 3-1. Great goal. He was a substitute as well on at half-time. And I can relax a little bit now. Great result for us. 3-1. And we're up into 6th. Which is pretty good because we've only played one game with the lowest amount of games in the league so far. I know we've got another game coming up in a couple of days' time, which is why I'm trying to rest a few of these players as well. But yeah, excellent. Very happy with this. I just see 569 people turned up as well. That might be quite good because we're, like I said, we're struggling for money, but now we're playing games. Maybe the gate receipts will be enough to sort of level out the amount of money we're losing. So they bring the ball out slowly. Well, and then he plays a very direct ball, but Ross cuts it out to Duo. Across the ball. Is there another one in this game, maybe? Ball back to Duo. Duo's quite a good player. The game doesn't seem to rate him, but looking at his stats, he's very good for the position. Chima across to Gonzalez to Duo. I think we're just running the clock down now. Yeah, it's out for a throw-in, but that should be enough. Should be enough there. And the referee does blow the whistle, and it's a 3-1 victory for us against College, who... That's disappeared now. I think it said they've not done very well so far this season, but I'm pleased with the performance. Done well for the morale as well. And there you go. Yeah, College have lost 2 and drawn 1 now, so not had a fantastic start to the season anyway. I can't remember our next 2 games are against now. I think the next one, I think they're against Hound Dogs and Red Imp, so teams that have not necessarily started so well either. So hopefully we can build on this win and get a couple more. And here we go with our second match of the episode. Now, as you can see, Hound Dogs are actually the favourites for this one. I don't know if that's because they're at home, but that doesn't really matter considering that all the games are at home. It's all the same stadium. But as you can see, we're still 6th place. Hound Dogs currently played 2, drawn 2. So they're not done bad, but they've not done well. Have a quick look at our team. So the only difference we have made is we've had to bring in Anderson at the attacking left-hand side because Cortez's facial injury is going to keep him out for another couple of weeks, unfortunately. Anderson's not a bad player at all, though I think he'll do pretty well. And hopefully he might be able to help us out and pick us up some extra goals, maybe. So like I said, we won our first game at 3-1. I'm hoping that we can continue that good run here this evening. So I'm going to just basically try and G everyone up. It's not necessarily working though. There you go. Hulk seems happy. He did score 2 goals in the last game. And I'd love him to score a couple more here this evening. So even if we just draw this game, we're up into 4th place anyway. But it'd be great if we could win it. I still think we should win this one. And our last match of the episode will be against Red Imps in a couple of days' time. They've had a very mixed start to the season. They've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1. Hopefully after our game they would have won 1, drawn 1 and lost 2. McDonald with a big goal kick. It's picked up by Hulk very well. Hulk is our poacher. I think he's playing the role. Oh, what's that? What just happened? Oh, you are joking me. Well, that's bloody annoying, isn't it? Our game recorder just cut out. We've just seen Hulk celebrating now. I've not seen the goal myself. Thankfully, we have got a replay. Ball comes over the top to Anderson. Crosses the ball in. And Hulk manages to find some space in the middle and tap it home. So great goal there by Hulk. I do apologise for my game recorder cutting out. That's really annoying. Thankfully, I saw it straight away and managed to get it sort of in a few seconds. We've not missed any detail really at all, apart from seeing that goal, of course. So yeah, looking pretty good actually. I'm happy with how this is going. I have tried this already on a different save, and it did not go well at all. I was in a lot of debt. It's the problem with this team. They're the only semi-professional team in the league, but I don't think they can really sustain that because they're just losing money. They're hemorrhaging money every single month. Really, I need to try and get rid of a few players, but we haven't got the money to get rid of their contracts either. So it's a little bit annoying. So you're doing well, but I still think there's a place to improve. Duo needs to come off. He's 51%. So we're going to bring on Danny Frost, who's a very good player, but he's not necessarily a natural attacking centre midfielder. So let's see how he gets on. He's good at as attacking centre midfielder, but he's not a natural at that position. I think he's one of the higher potential players we've got in the club. So I think the highest potential player I think we've got is probably Hulk. He looks like a very good player. Dominguez Alvarez in, and it's Ross on the near post. Nearly scored a second goal in this game. He's gone back out for another corner, and we're really dominating here at the moment. Dominguez Alvarez again with a corner. Headed clear by Phillips, not very far though. They managed to just about scrape it clear, but Ball picks it back up. And I think if we get into the main division, I think we'll start to get a bit more money just from gate receipts. Hopefully, I'm hoping that if we get a promotion, we might be able to. There's quite a lot of people in the crowd there in our aways, because we get an away stand in this. Like I say, even though it's the same stadium for every club, I think it still does home and away. Because if you look where the home stands are absolutely empty, and you look at our away area, and our away area seems to be absolutely jam-packed. And they'll be happy if we can pick up a second victory here. 2 wins out of Toby Bray. If I can pick up 3 wins out of 3 in this first episode, I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic. Frost now on the ball, sends it into Ball. Ball to Ball. Ball across to Hulk, who does pick it up. Keeps hold of it, plays it on nicely to Anderson. Anderson with a great through ball into Hulk, and Hulk nearly putting another one. Frost is nearly there, got taken down. I think he just tripped over one of the defenders. Referee sees nothing wrong with it. Alvarez on the ball, and we're really pressuring them now. It's got to be a matter of time before we score a second, surely. Hound Dog is just completely caving into us. And this is exactly what I wanted to see in this these first few games of the season. I think if you do well in the first... Oh no, Hulk's got a calf strain. Let's take him straight off the pitch. Let's get him straight off the pitch. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks. I'll be absolutely gutted. If we've lost Castro and Hulk, there are 2 striking options. We've got other striking options, but those are our 2 best ones. I know that could really affect us if we lose any of them. Of course, we've got Anderson, who's currently playing attacking left midfield. He can also play a striker, but then we've not got much in the shape of attacking left midfielders either. So we've got 10 minutes left. We're winning 1-0. Well, Dominguez is struggling, so we're going to bring on Gretsch or Greach. Not quite sure how to pronounce that. So he's going to come on, and then I think we might drop back to a more counter-attacking style, just to try and hold on to the lead we've got. We're doing well. We've got 5 minutes left. If we could hold on for a 1-0 victory, I'd be very happy, especially since Hulk's gone off the pitch. It's looking good. There's Ba, the player of 1 cap for Gibraltar. Apparently the record cap holder for Gibraltar's only got 22 caps, which is not very good. And the record goal scorer for Gibraltar has got 1 goal. So if anybody can score 2 goals for Gibraltar, they will instantly become the highest goal scorer in Gibraltar's history. Now, like I say, and the idea of this save, this is only the beginning. What I want to do is want to get this team into the first division of Gibraltar. Want to try and start to dominate the first division, start to dominate Gibraltarian football, and then hopefully they get a chance to take over the Gibraltar national side as well as, of course, this side. There's the 1-0 victory. Very happy with that. 2 wins out of 2 for us now. Only 1 goal conceded in those 2 games as well. Our next game against Red Imps is coming up in a few days' time, so hopefully we'll have enough time for our players to build their fitness up from that. So I'm going to say it's a nice victory. Wasn't as emphatic as we would have hoped, but it makes the players happy to see that anyway. And Anderson got man of the match. Well done to Anderson. First time he's got that. An assist for him, and again Hulk with his 3rd goal of the season. So let's get straight into our 3rd match of the episode. And here we go with match number 3 of the episode then. So as you can see, we're taking on Red Imps, and they are the favourites apparently. They are currently in 5th position with 3 matches, 2 wins and a loss. So they're not done too badly actually. As you can see, Gibraltar Phoenix still continues to sort of run away a bit at the moment actually. They've won 4 and drawn 1 out of 5 matches. Really good start to the season for them. They look like very early on that they're going to be real rivals for me for the championship. Now I'm going to show you the team. Unfortunately, due to injuries, Hulk being one of them, gutted about that. He's out for 6 weeks with a calf strain. Not happy about that at all. But we're going to bring in Tadafe, one of our younger English players. So that's looking not too bad. He's still pretty decent stat-wise, so maybe we can see some goals out of him. He's very, very limited to what he can do. We've had to bring Ball from the left-hand side onto the from the right-hand side onto the left-hand side. Again, he's a pretty decent player, but he's not overly keen on this left-hand side. I think he's much better on the right-hand side. Anderson's dropped now into the centre of a midfield. I wonder actually whether can Ball play in the centre. Ball can play in the centre, but he's still not fantastic in the centre either. And then we brought in Katikaza, that's his name. Katikaza. He's already scored a goal for us this season as well, so it's not a bad player to bring in, of course. Another young English player. Gretsch is going to have to play in defensive midfield because one of our, I think it's Alvarez Dominguez? No. Yeah, Alvarez Dominguez. No, that's Alvarez Dominguez. Our other normal defensive midfielder is actually injured. And our left back is out injured as well, so we've had to bring in Mark Reyno. Again, it's not a bad player to bring in. Another young Gibraltarian player with a 1 cap for the under-21s as well, so he's a pretty decent player. So apart from that, I think we're all good to go. Hopefully those changes in the team are not going to affect us too much. As you can see, Mark Reyno plays his debut. Tadafe playing his debut. Everyone else has had matches already. Anderson coming in for his 2nd start. Katikaza coming in for his 1st start. Gretchen for his 1st start as well. So there's a few new players in this one. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to ask them to show me what they can do. And then calmly, I'm going to say, give me a solid defensive effort. They look stressed. That's not very good, is it? I wasn't expecting that, to tell the truth. There's a lot more to come from you. Yeah, they're happy with that. And then up front, passionate. I think there's a lot more to come from you, Tadafe, as well. So not the best team talk I could have had, to say the least. But if we can get a victory, I'd be more than happy. If we get a victory, that'd be 3 wins out of 3 in our first episode. I'd be ecstatic with that. And we're on the attack. Straight away, ball across to Katikaza. I can't say that name to save my life. And it goes out for a throw-in. Nearly a great chance to start things off already. So if we pick up a victory here, it's going to put us up to 2nd place. I think even a draw puts us up to 2nd place. But obviously a win will be a lot better. Anderson with that ball into Ball. It's blocked by the defender. And out comes Bosio. So it looks like our important matches are going to be against Gibraltar Phoenix. That's going to be a big match for us. Reyna, great ball across the ball in the 2nd minute. Into the box it goes to Dafe. Great save by the goalkeeper, and it's gone out for a corner. And instantly we're dominating the beginning of this game against Red Imps. They were the favourites, but then again, so were Hound Dogs. We dominated Hound Dogs last match as well. Only caught by the keeper, that corner. That's the word I'm looking for. So we've had quite a lucky start to the season, I suppose, because we played College, who are currently bottom, and Hound Dogs at a 10th. And then we're playing Red Imps, who are currently 3rd, I suppose, so it's between us and them. If we defeat Red Imps, then Red Imps will drop down to 6 points. We'll go up to 9. So we'll sort of pick up a nice little gap ahead of them and hit the crossbar there. Just a random punt forward. They nearly got lucky, and Ball picks it up and brings it forward now. He uses pace. No, it's obviously not enough. It's been quite a busy start to this match, though. A lot more highlights than normal. Let's make that quick change, whatever that was. Anderson's making a lot of mistakes today, but you'd expect that in the Gibraltarian 2nd division. And are we going to go into half-time at 0-0? It looks that way. 0-0 wouldn't be a bad result as such, but I would love to have a victory because it would really pull us away from some of these other teams, and we wouldn't obviously be close to... Well, we would do when we have our 2 matches in hand. We could even go ahead of Gibraltar Phoenix. So some players looking very nervous, but you can still come out of this match a win. Hopefully that'll calm them down a little bit. Maybe not really. We've not got a lot of choices on the bench as such. We've got another striker on there. Nuristani, is he looking? He's actually looking a bit better than who we got on the pitch. I don't know why we didn't put him on in the first place. Might actually bring him on. Danish striker. We'll give Tadafe another few minutes. He's not a bad player, Tadafe, so we'll give him another 15-20 minutes, see how he gets on, and if he's still struggling, we'll bring the other guy on. Ballestero. I can pronounce that name. It's just my own players I'm struggling with. So we are on the hour mark almost. So I'm thinking I do want to maybe bring on Nuristani in place of Tadafe. And then I think that's all I can really do that's going to make a difference attacking wise. Yeah. Maybe I could switch Ball and Anderson just to try and spice things up a little bit. Don't know whether that'll do much, but we'll try it. Ball playing behind the striker and Anderson playing out wide. That might make a difference. I can't believe two of our best players, Cortez and Hulk, both out injured at the moment. I think Cortez should be back for next game. I think he is back now, but I think he's just unfit. He's down at like 60% condition. So next game he should be free to come back into the team. So that'd be a great addition back into the squad. And I think Hulk's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks away. Our physios, because they're very low level, are not very good with time-wise. So they say it's going to be 6 weeks. It ends up being 3 or 4 weeks, so it's not too bad. But again, it was not a very good injury for us to get hold of. Ball now playing more centrally. There was a good through ball there. I saw it on the left-hand side, but Ball didn't see it. Dominguez Alvarez across to Gretsch. We're playing very narrow. We want to try and use the flanks a bit more here. Rayner playing his debut out on the left-back position. Plays it forward to Anderson, who's now playing out wide left as well. We need to get a cutting ball here. We're playing very slow in the middle of the pitch. Gretsch sees the through ball into Katikaza. Still can't say his name. I'll have to sell him just because I can't pronounce his name. Kurito. Come on, guys. Bring the ball forward again. Katikaza had a great chance to score then. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Is that it? Is there going to be another twist in the tail for us? I'm hoping there's going to be something else there for us. So we're going to get another highlight towards the end, but they're in control of the ball at the moment. Rayner collects the ball from the goal kick, plays it forward to Anderson. Back to Gretsch, to Ball. So we should do well in this league because we're the only semi-professional team. Everyone else is amateur. Nobody else is really training either, so we should have a much better conditioning for these sort of matches. Ball goes forward, Ryan heads it clear, but only as far as Katikaza. Oh, what a goal! Katikaza down the right-hand side with that volley. What a fantastic goal, and he might have just won us the match as well. What an important goal that could be, because that will put us 2 points clear of third position, and it will put us only 4 points behind Gibraltar Phoenix with 2 games in hand. Just look at this volley. Loops over the top of Ryan and over the goalkeeper, right into that top corner. What a fantastic goal. I'm loving that. And Ralph Katikaza scores his 2nd goal for the club this season. He's looking pretty good, this young player. I didn't have him as part of my first team plans. Had him as a reserve player for now, a young player that could come into it next season, but he's looking pretty good. Now don't concede now. Ball picks the ball up. Is there a second in the game maybe? Ball plays it out wide to Anderson, who does get a hold of it. 1.5 minutes left, guys. Don't lose it now. Anderson plays it back to Gretsch. Into Ball. Ball into Nuristani. It's cleared by Ryan. Oh, they're on the counter-attack. Marino's got the ball. Don't concede now, guys. You've done very well. And Ross, great tackle. They've got it back, though. Go on, don't let them score a goal now. This win is imperative. Oh, they're in. Marino scored. No. Yes, it's offside. It's offside. Or was it offside or was it a foul? I don't know, but either way, we've got away with that one. We're still in the lead, 1-0. McDonald plays it to Katikaza. I've got to pronounce his name right because he's doing really well for us so far this season. Katekaza. Come on, guys. You're looking very much like you're going to make a mistake here. I'm hoping you don't. I might just go to contain just for this last 10 seconds. Bit pointless. Changing that. It's not even going to change by the time the final whistle goes. Is it? Go on, ref. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Go on, blow the whistle. You're only 3 seconds short. Do it. And Ross clears the ball. Referee. There we go. What a great start to this series. 3 wins in 3 matches. We're second place in the league. These guys are very, very happy. I'm going to tell them well done because we weren't the favourites for that one. You looked very nervous, but you did fantastically well. It's going to boost our morale as well. As you can see, condition really struggling at the moment. But look at some of these players like Anderson run 13 kilometres and Ralph Katekaza, the man of the match as he should be with that volley, he ran 13.8 kilometres as well. He's looking very good. I don't know if I can drop him now. He was a player that I weren't expecting to use him that much this season, but with the results he's put in so far, the performance he's put in so far, he's had 7 matches for the reserves, and he's looking really good. I like this player. So let's finish that off. So we'll have a quick look at the table here. So obviously Gibraltar Phoenix is still top with 4 wins out of 5 matches and 1 draw. They're on 13 points. So if we can do well again in the next episode, I think it's definitely looking at the moment it's going to be between us and Phoenix for the league. I think we're looking strong. And I don't know if there's going to be many other teams that are going to join us. I think it's going to be very much a 2-horse race by the looks of it. But again, it's only 3 matches in. It's very difficult to tell at the moment. So let's have a quick look at our fixtures as well. And then I can show you what to expect in the next video. So schedule-wise, our next video, we're going to have a match against Boca Juniors Gibraltar, Mons Calp and Cannon. So I think Cannons are doing really badly. They're at the bottom, aren't they? And Gibraltar Phoenix, our first match on the 14th of December. That's going to be not the next episode, not the next episode after, but the episode after that, if that makes sense. So that's going to be in 3 episodes' time as our first match against Gibraltar Phoenix. And then that one there, 5 games for the end of the season. How important could that one be as well? And as you can see, we've got our League 2 Cup final coming up, our quarter-final coming up pretty soon as well. That's a cup that only involves all the teams from Division 2, so that's going to be pretty good. And the Rock Cup is a cup that involves all the teams across Gibraltar. And like I said, there's not a lot of difference between some of the teams in the upper division and this lower division as well. So I think there's a good chance that one of the teams in the second division could go on to win that cup. And hopefully that will be us, because the winner of the Rock Cup does get a place in the Europa League. So that would be a massive thing for us, and we could get a huge amount of money out of that. But like I said, that is the end of this episode. I hope you have all enjoyed it. As it is a new series, if you could slap that like button, does really help me out. It really gives me the motivation to carry on. I'm really enjoying this idea, so I think it's going to be one I'm going to carry on with for quite a while anyway. Like I said, the idea is to try and start to dominate the Gibraltar First Division and try and get a hold of the Gibraltar national side as well and try and push them forward. It sounds like a very difficult task, but if you can increase the level of players in Gibraltar, which we're doing with a lot of our young players, and this is only the first batch of young players. Next year we're going to have a whole new batch of young players, and I think it's really going to help us improve the Gibraltar national side as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Shabby Gamer, and I'll see you next time.